confidence, and maybe deep down, you believed that staying silent was a sign of weakness, that not defending yourself was surrendering, that not reacting was losing. But what if I told you that all of this is an illusion? That true power has never been in words, but in their absence. Nietzsche, one of the most misunderstood thinkers in history, saw something that few have the courage to admit. Those who talk too much reveal too much. Those who need to convince are already at a disadvantage. The world teaches us that we must fight, explain ourselves, defend our ideas, as if every conversation were a battle for the truth. But Nietzsche proposes something different, a more subtle, more lethal, and infinitely more intelligent path. He believed that silence is not just an absence of noise, but an overwhelming presence. Silence disconcerts, it destabilizes, it forces the other to confront themselves. This video is for you who constantly feels ignored, overshadowed, invalidated. For you who leaves conversations with the feeling that no one really heard what you meant to say. For you who is tired of being the easy target, the nice one, the one who tries to keep the peace while others take advantage of your calm. Perhaps you have confused your silence with submission, but today I will show you that silence can be your most powerful weapon, and that true victory does not come from winning an argument, but from never needing to enter one. Get ready to see silence in a new light, not as an absence of response, but as the definitive response. Let's dive into Nietzsche's ideas and discover how to master any situation without saying a single word. Why do we feel such a need to respond, to rebut, to correct, to prove that we are right? Because deep down, we have been conditioned to believe that the truth must be defended tooth and nail, that if we remain silent, we are allowing others to win. But Nietzsche saw this as a symptom of our deepest weakness, the fear of appearing weak. And behind this fear lies the ego, a fragile ego that cannot stand being questioned, that confuses disagreement with attack, and that turns any conversation into a battlefield. Nietzsche said that most people do not seek the truth when they argue. They seek power. They seek to reaffirm their beliefs, not because they are solid, but because if they are shaken, everything crumbles. Argumentation, in this sense, is not a tool of wisdom. It is a defensive armor, a desperate cry from the ego to maintain control of the narrative. And what does this mean? That when you feel compelled to justify yourself, to prove your point, you have already entered their game and lost. Because the simple need to justify your position shows that you are still trapped in the desire to be accepted, validated, understood. Nietzsche called this the herd morality, the behavior of those who live under the expectations of others, who want to be seen as good, correct, just. But this quest for approval is exactly what keeps you weak. True strength, Nietzsche said, lies not in convincing others, but in not needing to do so. It is in holding your vision, even in the face of laughter, criticism, rejection. It is in being misunderstood and remaining unshaken. What he proposes to us is a type of power that is not measured in verbal victories, but in internal mastery. A power that comes from the ability to remain calm while everyone around you is losing control. A power that grows when you stop reacting. If you really want to win, you need to understand this. The game of discussion is a theater, and the first to stand up to act has already lost. Nietzsche knew that the reactive mind is a subjugated mind. The observing mind, that is the dangerous one, because it is above the need to prove anything. But then, if we should not react, how can we exert power over others? If words betray us, how do we make others feel our strength without saying a single phrase? Nietzsche had an answer for that. And it lies in the ideal of the Übermensch, the being who transcends the limitations of common morality and dominates the world through absolute self-control. In the next part, we will explore this figure and understand how it embodies the strategic use of silence as a weapon of dominance. Are you ready for this level? Because from here on out, silence begins to speak. If this content is making sense to you, click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Nietzsche did not write for the weak. He wrote for the few who have the courage to look within, confront their own misery, and transform it into strength. For him, the common human lives trapped by conventions, moralism, and the need for others' applause. But there exists another type of being, rare, dangerous, free. The Übermensch, or Overman, does not live by reacting to the world. He shapes the world in his own image. And the most impressive part, he often does this in complete silence. The Übermensch does not need to win debates. He does not engage in cheap emotional games. He observes, he understands, he carefully chooses when to speak, and more importantly, when to remain silent, because he has understood something that others ignore. Silence is a form of language, a language that does not try to convince. It imposes presence. The silence of the Übermensch is not empty. It is a threat. It is authority. It is the sound of self-mastery. While others shout, he commands respect with his gaze. While others explain, he observes and reveals others' weaknesses merely with his calm. His silence is a wall. Those on the other side despair, trying to guess what lies behind it. And in that despair, they make mistakes. They reveal too much.